What's up, guys? Welcome back to a little Citizen Sleeper. I'm getting into this game. It's kind of fun. Alright, so we rested. I got some decent dice. I got a 2, so I can get one of those Haven data things. It looks like I'm going to need some credits here real soon, too, because his tab's coming up in 2 cycles. Looks like. Yep. Crap. And I blew all my money, so... But the good news is I'm not starving, and I have a serum if this starts to get too bad. So, in the meantime, let's unlock one of these agents. Ooh, that's the cipher. I think I need to get here. Yeah, body. Awesome. Slip in the Ripper Worm. Suck it. There's a hunter's nest. Dang. I don't have the right thing for that. 1. Nope. 2 already used. 1. 2. 1. 1. Okay. Alright. So. Things rivers would stop, but it'll take a few cycles to run through the closed network. Alright, so. Stabilizer, cryo. I got some scrap that I can sell. Scrapyard construction. Assist a shipbuilder. Grabbing a load of materials and asking the nearest yard hand where to take them. Still work there, no tourists. Hey. Alright. Don't quite have fragments. That. Hardware exchange. Okay. Dock. That's still 2. Okay. Well, I need to make some serious money here real soon. I'm gonna have to use a stabilizer. I'm losing dice. Well, made some money. Out of stuff again. I'm gonna go ahead and inject stabilizer. Okay. Pay the tab. Alright, let's see here. 0.58. Alright, that's paid. I can't believe you just did that. Ethan's mocking laugh comes from along the bar. You look over to see him leaning across in the pool of light, empty glasses and still drinks glinting around him. It's always dark in the compressor, but this cycle, the place is packed. Little spacers mixing with the locals. Usually they run. Ethan spins a glass at the bar, or they go spend their savings on some local heavy I have to put down. They don't pay. Done. Wrong, not even close. Ethan gets to his feet. The glass falls and smashes, but he doesn't seem to notice. You think that's it? One round of drinks and we're even, sleeper? Come on. His hand comes on the rest of the butt of his handgun, dang it, chest holster. What's wrong with you? Ethan laughs hard and the people around him turn to see what's happening. You think this is on me? I think someone in your position might have a better idea how this all works. I'm a freelancer, sleeper, just like you. We both signed a contract with Eastern Arp, didn't we? The difference is that my word means something. He closes the gap, stomach a little. What did you think? You could just run away from your contract, you're dead. You could just steal that little natty little body of yours and take it for a joyride, play human for a cycle or two. You don't understand. It's you, sleeper, that doesn't understand. Some of us pay our debts, but it's all the harder because of idiots like you. Well, I should thank you. Ethan nods. It's head heavy. For giving me such a job. I'm used to outlaws, you know, real bounties. If I knew catching sad little escapees like you was so easy, I would have changed clients ages ago. Someone shouts from the back of the bar for Ethan to shut up. He holds a finger in the general direction without turning around. Shoot me or let me leave. Oh, I see. Toughening up here. Just as wildly the crowd. Thumbs up or thumbs down, folks. Most turn their back to their drinks, no longer interested in the tired show. Ethan mutters insults as he walks back towards the bar. Ethan sits heavily back down in his stool and searches through his glass for one with something left in it. Thing is, sleeper, I could find you anywhere. It's actually wild that you haven't figured it out. That body isn't yours, and it will always betray you no matter what. He finds a glass and downs the contents. Please go. I'll catch up with you whenever I need another. He laughs and taps the bar for a fresh drink. Look at yourself. Give it up, sleeper. I'm done teaching you for today. He settles down on the bar and closes his eyes. I'm sick of you. Go find a job. You turn on your heel and are out of the cloying dark and the sweet stench of the compressor. You walk hard and fast down the walkway. Anger driving your footfalls into the metal of the rim like hammers. Alright. Well, he's not on my case right now, which is something. I gotta wait for that. I don't have any of the things I need there. Person's going to run the gauntlet. It's rare, we usually do. Let's see here, I need to fix this thing. But also, oh, that's done. Okay. Food yet. Hardware exchange. Scrap. I don't have any more of those. Block maintained by the residents. Helping out is a good way to make friends. Well. Random scrap, nice. 3 cryo. Crap. Let's see. Play the exchange. Okay. I should get max dice next time. Might be enough to do something with. Alright. Okay, let's... Hunter data. Hunter nest. I don't need the Haven agent. Yadigan. Threads wrap around you, find you, test you. Entity submit. Your ally in the sealed dock cannot save you. Ahead you see whirling of strings of data, so many spinning there that aren't threatened to tear through the thin skin and whip out the around you. What happened to this creature? Thread squeezed you. Any sympathy you might have had, you must escape. Strike. Push Hunter back, severing threads of Rigo as fast as they are broken. You slip away, you realize you have to find a way to deal with Hunter once and for all. This is getting too dangerous. Yeah, I'm working on it. Leave you me. Alright, there. As you turn away from the terminal, the final cache of Yadigan data upload, the air crackles with white noise. Sleeper. Sabine's voice, weaker than before, comes through the haze. Sabine? A sigh of relief comes through the layers of noise. The call must be coming in from somewhere on the station. This has to be short. I don't know if Yadigan are monitoring. This is hush distant. Try to focus on it. The data you've been bringing in from Yadigan agent, there's something in it I don't understand. A shrill howl rattles through the signal. This data isn't all gleaned from their implants. Record of integration with their nervous systems, performance analysis, error rates, usage data. I installed many of these implants and I didn't enable any of this functionality. It dips under the level of noise like a swimmer slipping beneath water. You listen to the waves for a few seconds before Sabine reemerges. Has to be somehow baked into their wet wire interface. That's not all. The systems compiling this data are connected to some kind of transmission protocol. It's being broadcast. Wait, why? Every Yadigan enforcer is equipped with black market implants, retinal enhancement, adrenaline boosters, pain suppressors. These implants are gathering data on themselves, on the enforcers' bodies, on their performance. Why? I can't tell. But I can promise you these foot soldiers have no idea this is on. The background tone switches dropping grainy rumble. If they knew, I don't imagine they would be happy with the situation. Yadigan could have it on their hand. You lean towards the terminal, straining to listen to Sabine's faint voice. I need a few cycles to pull this all together, but this might be the information I need to pressure Yannick into releasing my debt. Yannick? He is one of the heads of Yadigan. They pause. It's better you don't know him. Keep it that way. Suddenly a banging echoes through the call. Sabine's voice is suddenly whispered panic. I have to go. Come back in 4 cycles. Sharp crack of disconnect and bounce filled apartment. You step back from the terminal. What does Yadigan have to gain from monitoring its own members? Try to recall what you know about the gang, but you have little to go on. You think of Toshiro, Sabine's minder, his mirrored teardrop implants set below hard eyes. What data could they be gathering, and more importantly, why are they sending? You reflexively rub your forehead, trying to think. Can you really trust Sabine? How did they come to be out against Doctor in the first place? You think of their kindness, their care, but also the glazed look of recognition that they gave you when you first met you. That look stays in your mind as you slip back out of the apartment, looking around us. You close it up and drift back into the quarters of the station, unable to shake the unpleasant sensation of being observed. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. Alright. So that's done. I need to eat it. Stall. And also that. Sleeper. Memphis calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor. Tell me a story. Throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into a block, the fire leaping to meet the oil. I see you. Cycle in and cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story. What kind? Any kind. He pauses to drizzle something from a plastic bottle into the block, but one of yours. He looks up at you. Nothing stolen. You pause. The spice is rich in your nostril and think about the kind of story you tell him. You look at Empus, the listener, and imagine he has heard it all before. Perhaps you would enjoy a strange story, something with some spice. Tell him about your dreams. All the sleepers you tell Empus had dreams. Some were simple, memories left over from the emulation process that had become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorm scream or cry out in the night. But your dreams, those gray skeletal after images of systems and structures of grids and patterns, weren't like these. They weren't memories or nightmares, they were reflections of reality, distorted, yes, but somehow true. You leaned back. You learned back then to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now, until you arrived at this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink, and now you understand they aren't dreams at all, but some process of interfacing, of speaking, of being in another world that flows through this one like smoke through air. You tell them that you don't know if there is a reason for your dreams. Perhaps your reason it is just some side effect or particular quality of the frame you inhabit. But whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. Nemesis finishes cooking and squints a little. Sleeper, he smiles. You're quite the storyteller. His eye is on you. He eyes you and you realize that he is trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. Emphasis passes you the meal he has cooked, and you take it gracefully. As you eat, he talks in natural exchange. Thank you, Sleeper. He looks around at the empty market. My time is done for today, and I do not want to keep you any longer, so I will make a proposal. He gestures to the plastic boxes of ingredients stacked behind his stall. These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think a couple cycles ago. They said that across the gap in the Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard this? No. Neither had I, but I trust the one who told me. Emphasis begins packing up his things. Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap, and I worry about leaving my things behind. He smiles. I am a storyteller like you. I'm sure a storyteller like you could handle the trip. I will prepare them for you if you wish to tell it. The audience for another story. Agreed. Good, Boom says. Then I will wait for you to bring them. He slides his walk away and straightens up. I will prepare a recipe then. So luckily, you turn away and walk back to the main market. The rich taste of Memphis food still will linger in your mouth. Stories for food. You think, a trade that seems more than fair. What is this? What's to make this old recipe? He needs 3 handfuls of caps fresh and firm. Okay. Neat. Alright, and then there's this. As you arrive, Finn comes striding towards you, taking you by surprise. Let's go, Sleeper. He puts a hand on your shoulder and turns you back the way you came. Go where? To see Hardenhurst. He gives you a sideways glance. Isn't that what you're here for? He steps to the passage, guiding you down the ring towards the shipyard. Sorry for the hurry, but we have something of an opportunity. The data you ripped. Well done, by the way. He grins, tells me Harden is making a rare inspection of the sidereal horizon cycle. Perfect chance to confront him outside of that compound. He hides it. Bank takes a sharp turn, dimly lit side passage. Confront him? That's right, it's the perfect time. Bank slows and slips into a dark service tunnel where somewhere in the back a water pipe trips. It's him, Sleeper, same Hardenhurst. Our worm ripped out decades of records that mention him by name, an entire trail of documentation from the first days of the Solheim collapse until now. He wrote out the whole thing, slipped into Havenage when it first broke off from the Union. He paces in the tunnels, a hand rubbing at the back of his head. I need you to understand something about Solheim, Sleeper. I don't know what you know about the collapse, but it wasn't as instant as it sounds. It wasn't like Solheim was here running the station one day and the next Eden's Union took power. Back then, Solheim knew his place was slipping away from them. As the Palladium market collapsed, they tried to keep the contractors here working. Pay got smaller, the costs higher. People like my parents were forced to work nonstop just to keep a berth on the station and water in their tanks. Solheim squeezed every last worker until the accidents were coming in nonstop, and as new waves of contractors came in desperate to work, Solheim welcomed them, taking bribes instead of checking pilot licenses. The whole time Solheim was folding up, dragging into court cases and central systems, while some severed limb of a station still desperately tried to take all it could. Riots came after the collision at Dock 2. A young pilot, his MEV overloaded with palladium, miscalculated his trajectory and took out a section of the ring. Hundreds died, thousands panicked. My parents told me people were terrified, and the blame fell squarely on Solheim. People like to tell stories about Erlen, how he brought the factions together, spoke to the crowds, turfed out Solheim. Maybe that's true, but my mother, pregnant with me, locked herself in their MEV and welded it to the dock while my father joined the improvised crews, trying to seal up the ragged edges of the gap. He never came back. Feng paused in the dark. They sealed it up, though, and by the time they did, Solheim was gone, abandoning every one of us in the black heart. Feng finally turns back to you, now his eyes burning. From shits like Harden, shits who held their place, rode it out, and slipped into the new structure like nothing had changed, standing shoulder to shoulder with those who had exploited at every step. Feng starts walking in. That's why I can't just let him strut about the shipyard. This time, his past catches up with him. We should think about this. Feel free, but I'm going now. Feng rejoins the main passageway, which is now wide and glass-roofed. Through the ceiling, you can see the ships in mid-construction, their flanks lit by flashes of plasma torches. The entrance of the shipyard is ahead. This is crazy. Feng turns to you. Don't come, then. I won't force you. You stand across from each other in the corridor. What is it, then, Sleeper? You coming or not? I'm coming. Feng grins. Let's go show the shithead some consequences. He strides to the shipyard and pushes the doors. A web of corridors lead to the complex. Snatches of the construction bay always appear through windows. Ships are suspended like whale corpses, skeletal pose. Feng seems to know exactly where he's going, and before long he crosses into a huge dry dock, locked to one side of the sidereal horizon. A network of platforms and scaffolding cling to the ship's hull, filled with workers and equipment. The sound is stretched out by the vast space so that the welding, cutting, and sealing seems to come from everywhere at once. Both you and Feng spot them at the same time, a group walking slowly across the gantry, and at the front, two men, one gesturing towards the ship and the other stick-thin, cleanly dressed in a shock of gray hair. Harden. You and Feng say his name in unison, and Feng sits off up the staircase to the gantry, and you follow behind. As you come to the same level, the group is passing the foreman, gesturing to the work being done through the dock, and Harden nodding along. Harden Hurst, Feng shouts across the noise, taking by surprise. His voice bounces and comes back in rippling echo. The figure turns. Yes? Harden asks, prosaically raising an eyebrow. He glances between you and Feng, and you see his gaze lingering on your body, unsure of why a sleeper might be in this place. You were a traitor, Harden, Solheim executive who tried to hide here amongst its victims. Feng's voice is steady and strong. You stand for everything the Eye was rebuilt in the shadows of, against everything Erlen stood for, everything Havenage stands for. You have no place on this station. For a moment, Stills descends on the group as if everyone is held in place by the rattle of destruction. Harden laughs. Well, good to meet you too. He glances around at those around him. Some are smiling and others nervous. You are from the systems branch, are you not? He asks Harden, inspecting Feng's clothes. Feng turns to the foreman. You need to call your security. This man is a corporate agent. The foreman glances between Feng and Harden, his hands drumming at his sides. Harden leans towards him and says something inaudible. The foreman nods. It's true. As he begins speaking, he turns his attention to you. And what would a sleeper know about that? You accuse me of being a corporate agent. What are you, if not exactly that? He looks around at the group who are already eyeing you with suspicion. You are a product of SNR. You have no place in the Haven and Shitnard. Who knows what signals you're sending back to your makers? A murmur of approval runs through the group. Feng holds up a stick of memory. You guessed right. I am systems, and I have records that link you directly to Solheim right here. He turns to form again. So once again, I'm asking you to take this man into custody of the shipyard. The former remains still. Hard's voice is calm, measured. If you have such data, why hasn't it been submitted at a members' meeting for proper review? He shakes his head. I have nothing to hide, unlike a man who does not announce his name, who enters my shipyard with corporate property in tow, and tries to turn my own men against me. You hear it now, the echoes sound of boots on walkways coming from all angles at once and settling behind you. Please, Harden, says Harden, submit the data through the correct channels, then we can talk. For now, however, you must leave. Gestures behind you to the security detail, their hands on a boxy black sidearms at their sides. Feng spits, Harden, you shithead, you can't wriggle out of this one. The security officer draws their weapon and levels it. Feng turns and stares him down. Calm, Feng. You look at Feng, he shakes his head and puts his hand on your shoulder. Let's go, says Feng, and he pushes through security, heading back down the walkway. Once security has walked you out of the shipyard and nudged you back into the corridor, Feng picks up pace. You try to keep up as he slips into the shadows of the entrance. Feng is grinning ear to ear. You know, Sleeper, sometimes people are exactly how you expect them to be. Something pings in his pocket and he takes it out. On the slate, a web of connection starts drawing itself out, stretching to a set of points around the ring. Got him. What's going on? Harden is doing what any snake shithead always does, calling his friends. We're tracking his outgoing messages. Feng's grin looks ghostly in the uplight of his screen. The old ways are best. Spook them good enough and they'll give the game away. He jabs at the slate and you see the web is being drawn over a map of the ring, lines bouncing from point to point, all these dots. These are Harden's buddies, ones he is messaging right now, and we are going to find them all. That was on purpose? Of course, Harden isn't working alone. We need the full set for nothing. Glances around and slips the slate back into his pocket. We better split for now, Sleeper, but this is exactly what we need. Good hunting. With a pat on your shoulder, Feng drifts away back into the flow of people around the shipyard entrance. You watch him go, unsure whether to be angry or impressed. Okay. Woohoo, we got an upgrade point. Dice action allows energy recovery at home. I can't get that one? Why? I've got enough. Oh, it takes 2. Allows energy recovery. Alright. Okay, I got some dice left. Make contact. Gotta fix that ship. Enable my tracker. Predictive reasoning, shapeshift per cycle, ship shape per cycle, grounded +3. make some money, but I got 3 cycles. Gotta wait a few cycles on that. What is this? Stacking the basement makes noodles from seaweed. It doesn't pay much, but it'll feed anyone who does a shift. Gives you 3 energy. 3 or 1. Okay. 13 cryo or 4 cryo. Oh, that's a nice perk. Alright, we need to sleep. We should get max dice. Oh, what the? Well, poop on a stick. Alright guys, I'm going to pause the episode here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.